So this next video is going to be about covering some more cast of characters that's within the Gypverse, and this next one is going to be about Pixie the dog. Now, meanwhile, while we can't hear directly from Pixie outside of the few yips and barks and tail wiggling that we've seen on video, here's the best deep dive I can do into Pixie. Um, this is by popular demand right away. Everyone's been wanting me to do a psychological deep dive on Pixie, but it's quite the rabbit hole. I mean, this dog is just does doggy things, and I had to like go into like extracurricular territory to research Pixie. So basically, as far as Pixie goes, seems to be a good dog. Seems rather normal. Has like the fur of like maybe like a Maltese slash like Yorkie mix, I would say, if I had to guess the breed. Maybe they've revealed that, I'm not quite sure, but it has like a black and white sort of like pattern, like sort of like almost like spot slash almost merle pattern. And then you look into the dynamics. I think that the dynamics with Pixie, as far as picking a favorite goes, is without question Pixie's a daddy's girl. Pixie absolutely loves Ryan. Pixie lives with Ryan, and essentially that was the dog that Gypsy and Ryan got both together. And, you know, Gypsy basically, in not so many words, abandoned Pixie. And you could tell there was not really much of a connection between them when you go back to the footage of Christy and Gypsy ambushing Ryan's apartment with the police, trying to get pictures and stuff out of his place, even though they arranged it through lawyers. Why she decided to do that, I don't know. But one of the first things you'll notice is that Pixie runs right by Gypsy and straight to Christy.
How you doing? Hey, you don't work like lawyers. Don't you remember? Why don't you call the cops?
You know, and that's always like Christy's obviously not much of a better person. I think she's just a more or you know, just another Gypsy, just minus the unaliving of the mom part on her record, you know. So she's basically Gypsy, just without the criminal record, as far as I know. You know, I still look at Christy as a home wrecker. I still look at Christy as very manipulative and very conniving and, you know, very bossy. And, you know, I think that's one thing that, you know, that we've heard, like we've seen about Rod as far as him as a man goes. It's like, I don't see much of a spine in him when it comes to dealing with people like his wife and Gypsy, especially when they get together. And I just did a live with Rachel Garlic last night, and I'm doing another live with her later tonight, and it was actually revealed that, you know, Christy would leave like weeks at a time and would not answer the phone, kind of thing. Now, why? I don't know. Rachel told me that I guess Christy would have headaches, or she would just need a break from stuff, or I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Only Christy knows. So, but regardless, it's one of those things that Pixie ends up just running right to Christy. And I noticed that, you know, maybe she just ended up liking Christy and had like, you know, that's a grandma kind of feel. Because I know like when I had dogs, like the dogs loved the grandmas. Like the dogs loved my mom, the dogs loved my ex-wife's mom, and, you know, just all that stuff. But yeah, as far as the dynamics with Pixie goes, the best way I can sort of describe it is like, you know, it's she's a daddy's girl type of dog. Again, I see like a mix of mostly like a Maltese and Yorkie mix. Very wiggly, very happy. The dog's obviously very nurtured. You know, I believe that she's in a stable environment at Ryan's house, and the dog doesn't seem to be malnourished and is well taken care of. If I had to give Ryan a Yelp review on how he does with taking care of Pixie, I'll give him a solid 9.5 out of 10. The 0.5 being taken off there because he exposed her to Gypsy in the first place. So, you know, but again, dogs don't know how to judge. They don't know, you know, your background. They don't care. They're innocent creatures, and all they want is your love, and all they want to do is give love. So, you know, but even with that, it's like everything just kind of got revealed when I saw Pixie, after not seeing Gypsy for a couple of months because she was gone for about 2 months at that point. You figured somebody that you lived with and helped, raise you and nurture you for, not very long, like within 90 days. Ryan's like would be so excited to see you. No, I don't even think the dog even made contact with Gypsy even after going to Christy. I think the dog just kind of dismissed her right away. Dogs can sense it. Dogs know where to sniff out the evil. And even though there was probably some of that in Christy, I'm sure there was some okay qualities that Christy might have somewhere underneath that mask. And, Pixie was just trying to see the good in her. So I think, again, she kind of got that grandmotherly feel out of Christy, and, maybe Christy was nicer to the dog than Gypsy was. We don't even know if Gypsy even, paid attention to the dog. Again, I think there's a disconnect from the very beginning, but that's the biggest deep dive I can do with Pixie the dog. Otherwise, Ryan's very dotiful on that dog, especially even on his live last night, which again, there's some stuff on there that was revealed that we kind of already knew, and I feel bad for him, but nothing tea flavored, nothing that we were expecting. And once again, he kind of went into protection mode on Gypsy a little bit. But at the same time, not really. See, because he ended up walking back and saying he actually really liked the billboard. But again, I will get into Ryan's live a little bit later. But this is specifically for Pixie the dog, and I'm just my advice for Pixie is just keep doing your doggy thing. Just be happy and don't get into any of the drama. Don't worry about any of that. Just keep being a happy little dog, and being a daddy's girl seems to suit pretty well because Ryan loves being your owner. And I think you know how to sniff out evil pretty well because you knew when to run right past it. So hats off to Pixie.